Morning, guys. I'm back here on the AMX. I've got it in the new shop. I've got a bad exhaust leak on this. I'm kind of tired of painting on it. So what I was going to do is, so it's all pretty dirty. I'm going to paint all this inside here eventually blue. But this muffler here is not, it just tacked in there on the back. I don't know if we can see, but it's twisted and it just got clamps on it holding it up. Looks like I got quite a bit bondo work to do right here still. Anyway, I got exhaust pipe and stuff, and I've got my headers over there on the wall, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get this exhaust manifold out. I pulled spark plug wires and took a couple bolts loose. Look like they're pretty easy to get out. I'm not going to pull my spark plugs. It looks like the manifold will just drop down, but I'm going to loosen it all up, and I'll probably just crawl under there with a sawzall and cut that pipe off. And of course I'll have to jack it up so I can get under there, but that shouldn't be too much trouble. Hopefully. My goal today is to get this one header on and the pipes and muffler all welded in. So, be kind of an interesting project. I know I don't have a pipe bend or anything, so I'll have to cut the mufflers or cut the pipe and weld it back up and grind it. But I'll make this all fit and get that exhaust leak stopped. It's really bugging me. Well, this turned out to be a lot of fun. That steering arm's right in the way, but I was able to get the bolts loose except for the back one, and the only 9/16 deep socket I had was broken. So the only way I can get to it is from the bottom. So I've got it jacked up here and a jack stand under it, and light so I can see. So I'll crawl under there and see if I can get that back bolt out. I got that one bolt out, and I'm going to reach up in there where those two clamps are. You can see where it's leaking. I'm just going to cut it out while there's still a bolt holding it to the block and make it a little stiffer. My head's going to be in the way, probably. That worked out pretty good. No big deal. Took a big chunk out of my hand a while ago, so here's my getter done. Bandage, part of a face mask, and some masking tape. Good enough. I got one bolt in the back, one bolt in the front, and they're both loose, so I can go ahead and get them out now, see what we get. Well, the manifold dropped right down. It looks like it's hit the motor mount and the steering here, but I had to let the jack down to reach it to get it from the top, and yeah, it looks like it's hitting the floor there. So we'll just Jack this thing back up. Should be able to get that thing out. That's probably good enough. I'm gonna probably have some problems trying to get the header in it. The instructions said you had to jack it up 3 feet. We'll see. Let's try to get this out for now. Well, not wanting to cooperate. I'll have to look at it. Yeah, I'm hung on my linkage there. So I'll have to do something. I don't really want to cut that pipe off. Might be the best thing to do though. Worst part would be I'd have to take that kick down linkage loose. That worked out pretty good. Wiped it off, come out. You can see where it's been leaking real bad there. It's exhaust. These are actually not too bad of a setup. Looks like it's a 9210158 for a 401 AMC motor. Put these up for sale. If you got a AMX or a Javelin or something, I think these probably fit other motors too. Leave me a comment and I'll be glad to get them to you. Look like they had some smog bosses there. Here's the header. I realized when I was taking the other one off, I don't have any bolts, any header bolts. I have the collectors. I bought these a couple months ago. Didn't really even think about it. But if I have to, I'll use my old bolts and put a bunch of washers on them. I've got a whole collection of bolts at the house. Don't have them here. So anyway, next thing would just be to see if these things are even going to fit up in there. This is a big strong jack and it don't leak or anything, but I'm not really going to get under this car particularly. But I am going to try to stick these headers up in there and see what I got. It looks like I'm going to be able to go over that motor mount. Now I'm hitting the firewall and the motor mount. So I'm going to have to try to jack it up some more. And probably put some jack stands under it. We'll just try it without jack stands at first. That's almost the limit of my big jack. Let's see if that was enough to clear it. How about that? Now I'm contacting my kick down linkage. Take a look at the top. It's on the inside of my steering shaft. Got it on the inside now. The instructions also said I had to take off this strut bar, and it looks like my header's contacting the strut. It's gonna go past it. Yeah, it is. Now I'm hung up between the this shifter linkage, kick down linkage is what's holding me. So I'm going to take that loose. I got it past the strut. Well, it turned out I had about another inch in the jack, and I put that in, and I was able to move the shifter. So I got the header up in there. Now I'm looking at it. It looks like it's gonna hit my dipstick, because that's a straight flat. The header flange is straight flat. I don't know if I can get that dipstick tube out of the block. I have to crawl under there and see what it looks like. Well, there it is in the block. It's probably got an O-ring. It looks like it's been leaking a lot of oil. So I don't know. I guess I can take that bolt off the valve cover. By the way, I did put a jack stand under here. I've let it down quite a bit, and my header's all loose now, so I don't know if I can raise it up high enough to get it above that dipstick. Yeah, it looks like it. Here, I won't have to take it out, I'll just loosen it up. Take a look from the top. Well, it's about 3 or 4 inches, and I had it up a good inch, so it's probably about 3 inches. I can pull the stick out. I think I can probably get it over that dipstick tube. And if I can't, well, then I'll just have to pull it that dipstick tube out of the motor, but I'm going to loosen it up and kind of bend it away from the block a little. See if I can't get it up in there. I think I can. Well, I bought a little set of Cobalt tools, 200-piece set or something, and from the picture it looked like it had a full set of these deep sockets, but turned out that there's only 3 half-inch ones, and the rest of them are 1/4-inch drive. But they're nice little ratchets. They're like 72 tooth. You can just barely turn them and they'll get a click. Turned out I didn't need any extension, except for, you know, it was a good set of tools except for that one thing. They didn't have any, only 3 3/8 drive deep sockets. But they did have a full set of the 1/4-inch drive. Looks like that bolt's almost out. Well, tube came out without too much protest, but what it did was break it. So that's going to be a problem. I don't know how I'm going to fix that. You can really see it from here, but it's going to be a problem. Well, I got under there with a wire brush, and it looks like there's a little bit of the tube left. Can't really see it from the top. I'm going to try to take a screwdriver and a hammer and take it out. Hallelujah, brother, I got it out. Looks like that little ridge on it there was what I could see, and I was able to get a screwdriver on it, and it goes down in there a lot farther than I thought. I remember reading something about this 390 that tube's got to go in there a certain way. It was just like this. It curved in towards the center of the motor. But I can fix this. I don't know what I did with my other piece. There it is. Looks like it goes like that. I probably just ought to put a little rubber plug in there or something for now, and see if I can find another tube rather than trying to fix this one, because once those headers are on, this ain't gonna be no fun at all to get in or take out. I got me a couple bolts in it there. It's pretty flat, good enough to hold the header in place while I figure out how those pipes go. I'm not going to even try to modify any bolts. I really don't have any here, and I know I got some at home, some good class 8. So, but what I am going to do is throw the plug wires on it and start this thing and see what it sounds like with open headers. Probably won't do much. This camera's got an automatic sound cancel, but just for kicks, I want to see what it sounds like. see the carpet moving on the ground. So now I have to get under there and put on my collector. I thought it was going to hit the transmission pan, but it's missing it just a little bit. If I have to, I can grind that off and run that pipe on back there. Probably have to cut it off there, but I'll jack it up, put it on stands, and then I can see what's going on with my pipes. Well, look what I found in the collector kit. Header bolts. So that'll save me a lot of work. Now I'll do a little hammer massage here. Let's see if that thing's gonna move. I jacked it up so it's should be a pretty straight shot. That come right off when I jacked it up. Now I can move on to the rest of this. Basically, this is where it's got to go. I've got it pretty level there, straight with that pipe. It's about 3/4 of an inch off the floorboard. And my collector there is pretty level. I need probably a reducer there. Wonder if I could turn that pipe around. See if it'll fit that one. I'll give that a try. Got a nice view of my jack. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if I can turn this around. It'll save me buying the reducer. I got looking at this, and I can weld that pipe with that swollen end right into that muffler. This is going to weld into the header, and this is the size of the exhaust pipe coming out of the back. Now that's a donut flange right there, and I think there's a good chance that I can take that and it'll be the same size as the muffler, or close enough to weld. I won't have to buy an adapter at all. I'm gonna break that thing loose and see if it'll fit the muffler, and if it will, I'm just going to cut it off and use that. I won't have to buy anything. I'll just use part of what was here to make the thing go. Nope. Didn't budge it. Settings on this. I think that was high. Yeah. Try again. Try not to break them studs. Ugh. That one moved. Hallelujah, look at that, would you? Perfect fit. Well, I'll cut this off. I'll check and make sure this pipe is going to be the same size as a tailpipe, but I think I can cut it right here on this little flange, and that should slip over. The other one, I can kind of mock that up, clean it good, tack it, and I can move on and welding this and don't have to wait. I don't know how close this is. Don't look like it's perfectly straight, but I'm just going to tack it. That was a mistake. Welded it on the wrong end, so I cut it off. And I'm going to put it on the right end this time. And tack it. Setting MIG 30, 95 amps. I got the voltage up high. I don't know. I'm not doing a very good weld. A lot of it's because there was a lot of dirt on that, but it's just a muffler, so I'm not really concerned about it. But I am going to wire brush the thing good when I put it in. Well, I'll get back to seeing if I can stick it over that tail piece, and and then I can adjust that front header pipe. Well, that looks pretty straight and level, about an inch off the floor. Muffler's flat, and collector straight, so I think that's good enough. Now what I'm going to do is just tack that pipe onto the collector and onto the muffler. A couple places where it'll be strong. Then I'm going to pull it out and weld it up all the way around. Then I can stick it back in, and then the final part will be to weld that the the little tailpipe in the back there. So that's what I'll do. I'll drag the welder out here and weld it. I don't know if that camera even picked up that last one, but I tacked the front, and now I'm going to reach back here and try to tack this one. I don't have any goggles on, so I'm just guessing where I'm at. Like one here in the bottom. I'm piling it up. I don't know if I'm welding, but hopefully I did. Try one more up here at the top. I'm pretty sure that got it. Now, I have to take out the collector up here. I don't know where this camera's even showing. Here it is. I think it's solid. We'll find out here in a minute. I'll loosen up my bolts. Should be able to pull the pipe, muffler, and everything out in one shot. Well, I cleaned it all real good this time. I hope that camera's gonna show this. But I'm just gonna weld it in for now. Maybe I can drive it home. Well, it looks pretty good from here. I can't really see because the light's in my eyes. Well, it's gonna be a hell of an exhaust leak. Yeah, that's good enough. Now I'll see if I can get up in there and do this one maybe. And then I'll try to start it, see what it sounds like. Definitely welded in place now. Try a little more right here on top. Let's just see what it's going to sound like. Battery warning is flashing. I think that's probably going to be the end of this video. I'll finish this tomorrow. Got an exhaust leak, but it's good enough to drive home. And it's in there solid, so I'll drag all my junk out from under it, let it down, and then I can come back tomorrow and take that header off and weld it good, put it all back together. So that's it for today, guys. Sorry I didn't get finished, but having to do this header twice was a pain. This part here I cut. I could probably save it. The bad thing was that I also cut the cone of the header in there. Not much, but I decided to use the good piece on it and try to repair this one, and I'll put it on the other side. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Hope you liked this video. Please like and subscribe if you did. Like Rat Rod Bob says, we're getting there, we just ain't got it.